atmosphere of the Ali Pali has changed since Paul Nicholson walked onto the stage. That is the effect that Nicholson has. Nicholson, for me, here will take some beating.
Yeah, that's right. The highest seed to go in the first round was 17. Co-Stomper, as you say, beaten by Snakebite. We've now had a number 8 gone in the form of Ronnie Baxter in the second round. And if a seed is to go in this game, then it'll be the second time that Snakebite will have struck. Because Paul Nicholson, number 16 in the listings, yes, favourite to win this. 16. And if he performs as he did in the first round, 97.39 in his victory over Steve Farmer, then I think he will. Peter Wright he'll have to up his game, 86.7 against Costompy. I think he will, Stuart, but for me, it's going to be Nicholson. We'll see.
Yeah. First time ever all top 16 had reached the second round. As you mentioned, Baxter's gone, but 16 players all managing to get out and get through to the second round. But the most impressive part of Nicholson's match was his finishing. 9 out of 11 on the doubles in his first round match. And
100.
If he repeats that, he'll win. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's one of the best we've seen, and it's one of the reasons why his average was so high, though he did score pretty well.
41.
So, first to 4 now, the longer game, and that's another reason why you have to just fancy a higher ranked player. You just feel that over the length of game, over the best of 7 sets, his superior ability ought to come to the fore.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nicholson just seems right.
100.
The right time of the year. He's had a nightmare really since January. The pinnacle of his darting career when he won that TV major, the Players' Championship finals at the Circus Tavern, beat Taylor in the semis and Mervyn King in the final. But the wheels have fallen off since then. He's had 1 or 2 personal problems, but just signs, certainly over the last month and definitely during the first round, John, that Nicholson showed the sort of form that got him to the quarterfinals on his debut here.
16.
Yes, not too many people had heard of Paul Nicholson before that in 2009, and certainly the people from where they supposedly come from. Now treble 20, but he'll be back against 59. The throw, possibly to take the first leg, especially, Stuart, if his finishing is as it was a few days ago in his first round victory.
Well, Wright just hasn't settled, has he?
43.
18 darts he's had to get down to 137, so Nicholson here, and what an important steal this would be. First leg of the match to break the throw. This is where he was so lethal the other night. Perfect marker.
Yes, he didn't need to nudge the marker, but he knew exactly the weight of the throw, and there she is, flicked the flight. 1-0 to Nicholson against the throw. Maybe the precursor to winning this first set. If he holds his throw now, then he should have no problem. This is a very useful start. That's perfect cover shooting. Work for Wright to do already.
And of course the winner of this could well end up playing Phil Taylor in the third round.
140.
Taylor against the Dane, Per Larsen a little later on. The Danes spoiling the party literally, because I think we were all looking forward to seeing Taylor against John Park, but credit to Per Larsen, who knocked out the Canadian in the first round.
Probably, though I can't speak for him definitively, the result that Phil Taylor would have preferred. I think he'd have preferred the game he's got tonight to that of playing John Part, who knows his game as well as anybody.
Yeah, absolute certainty, John. Big tournament for Nicholson as well. He will be acutely aware that Premier League wildcards are up for grabs in January. And I'm sure the name of Paul Nicholson is currently in the frame. And he knows a good tournament here may well clinch him one of those prize Premier League spots. We shall see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, but I think you'll agree with me on this. He can't afford to have that on his mind. He's got to concentrate fully on the job in hand. But, you're right. The incentive's certainly there. Apart from that, rather more important one even, of becoming world champion.
Feature require 160.
Well, he's always believed in his own ability, Paul Nicholson. I think that's the best way to say it. Very confident lad. And when you talk to him and he tells you that one day he will be world champion, you tend to believe him. He's very convincing.
67.
Yes.
When
you talk to him, as he's looking at 60 now, 20 for double top, the image that he likes to purvey is hardly the same as that which you encounter when you talk to him. Topsy once for a 2-0 lead. Topsy gets 2 out of 4, 50%. And well, if you're hitting second dart every time, he's done it twice, that's as good as hitting it first time, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and 50% checkout success rate would win you the match probably 19 times out of 20, and we saw Mark Webster nudging nearly 50%, finishing in his fantastic 4-0 win over Ronnie Baxter. And Mark Webster, arguably the form player in the world of darts over the last month, and he is a major player at these World Championships.
Yes, got to congratulate him on an excellent performance.
60.
Defeating Ronnie Baxter. I was sorry to see Ronnie leave a tournament, but wonderful showing from Webster. And now Nicholson trying to join him in the third round, in the last 16.
58.
You always feel, don't you, John, when you come back after the Christmas break and the second round gets underway, that this is where the race to the world final in January the 3rd really starts.
100.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Always look on the right side of my... I think you're right, because this is where, of course, prior to coming to the Ali Pali, the tournament started. A couple of days after Christmas, where it all started.
100.
Now, of course, it starts much earlier. We get so many good players now coming through the system that it's only right that they're given their opportunity.
Absolutely. 72 players this year, and we can tell the standard
60.
is getting better, because the standard of the preliminary round matches was brilliant. You know, the best that we've seen. Can Nicholson get the job done in this leg? Needs a big treble.
43.
Well, Wright certainly favourite here to put a leg on the board.
Oh yes, this is more like it. This is more like snake biting, as he leaves himself on a 2-dart finish, and Nicholson way back. I don't think Nicholson's too perturbed. He's got that necessary break and throw. If he gets a score here, and he's going to, this will leave him double 10, and now Wright knows he's got to get this, otherwise it's probably the end of the set. Topsy once.
Real pressure. Oh, handle the pressure well. I was going to say, Nicholson will be disappointed there, because that 180, he possibly deserved a crack at it. But well done, Peter Wright. Held his nerve there. Key moments in this leg. Nicholson throwing to win the first set against the throw.
131.
Yes, all credit to Wright, who also has a 50% checkout rate, albeit he's losing 2-1. Only had that one opportunity and took it. And that's what he has to do to live with
100.
the Geordie Aussie. South Shields, North Shields, I think it is, he comes from actually. And Melbourne, his home city in Australia.
Talking to him before, he would have enjoyed being at the
100.
MCG over the last couple of days. He said he's been at the Melbourne cricket ground to watch cricket, to watch Aussie rules football. The Ashes are coming
100.
home, I think, John.
I guess you're right, Stuart. And well, they're coming back home, of course. We will retain them. We're not losing by certainly by winning this game in Melbourne. And, some of the lads will be watching, you know, on the internet. And by the way, they're watching right across India on the internet, I'm told. Rod Harrington says, give our best regards to all of you on the subcontinent over there. Hope you're enjoying your darts. I guess you're about 6 hours ahead of us now. And our old friend who played in this tournament, of course, I had a good chat with him when he was here, Ashfaq Saeed. He'll be watching us now. Hope you're enjoying the fun and hope you're here next year, pal.
Well, you mentioned the England cricketers, John. I had a message on Twitter from Jimmy
140.
Anderson. He and Alistair Cook are glued to the darts each night, watching on the internet.
Well, there you are. Well played, lads. And well batted, Cookie.
45.
Right, 90 for Nicholson for the set. Now then. Treble 18 possibly. No, he's a bull double top man, so 65 left. And that's the problem, going for 65 that way. But he's got time on his hands. He'll sort it out.
82.
Told you.
Rather unfortunate there, Nicholson, but I guess that's what happens when you go that way. There's always the danger, isn't there, of hitting the ball. But Nicholson here
100
to win the opening set. A bit early for beer goggles, isn't it? It's only 2:30. Double four then for Nicholson to win the opening set. Here we go. Now then. Well, to be honest with you, I can't believe that, and neither can Nicholson. What a chance for Peter Wright.
Yeah, the door's open. Oh, that's a lovely first dart. 51 left. Now then, what a big dart this to save the set. Oh, he could have done it. He did the hard bit, get into the double, and then, now Nicholson's had 3 darts at this. I think if he'd had 4 darts in his hand, he'd have got it. So is this the one? Working now, a fraction, half an inch maybe? No, come on, he says, knowing that Wright is waiting. Would you believe it? The man who couldn't miss a double for love nor money in his first match has now let snake bite in.
6 darts, Nicholson's missed for the set. And Wright from absolutely nowhere. Peter Wright is averaging 78. I'll repeat that. Peter Wright averaging 78. Well, look at that. Nicholson there was going off the stage. I think he thought that with those darts, he actually lost the set. You're still in it, Nicholson. You're still in it. Stay on stage, Paul. He missed 6 darts to win the set.
60.
Well, confusion, chaos, entertainment.
Yeah, and beer glasses everywhere. Well, it can happen, I suppose. He became disoriented just for a moment in terms of the score anyway, and almost literally. And he left the stage. I don't know what the position is if you leave the stage, whether it's considered you're giving the leg, giving the set away. I don't think so. I think he'd have been called back if he'd walked off stoutly, quickly.
Peter Wright was shouting at him, come back.